My name is Ahnika Leroy. I'm a greenhouse scholar from Colorado, a rising senior, and an economics major here at CU Boulder. I'm a prime example that it takes a village to raise a child. It makes sense why I was attracted to a community like Greenhouse Scholars, which is all about supportive communities. My mother, siblings, and I moved to Colorado Springs to escape homelessness. Unfortunately, it was not a permanent fix. We experienced chronic homelessness for the most of my high school years. I had to figure out where to go, how to eat, and what to do next. I've lived in a battered homeless shelter and slept on people's floors. I've been asked, how did I keep going? And well, instability is all I ever knew. And giving up has not and will not ever be an option for me, because I knew what the alternative looked like. I want to focus on and celebrate the many people along the way who have stepped up to help me. Teachers, friends, neighbors, my uncle and grandmother. All of these people barely could afford to make ends meet themselves, but they chose to step up and help. They provided a roof over my head, drove me to band recitals, bought me my first interview outfit, and let me order anything off the Burger King menu. That may not seem like a luxury, but at the time, it definitely was. And most of all, they cared about me and my well-being and future. To this day, I look back in awe, and I am forever grateful. When I graduated from Mitchell High School at the top of my class, I did it in honor of all of those people. I did it for myself, but I also did it for them. And I have not forgotten that community. Greenhouse Scholars. Joining Greenhouse Scholars has been a remarkable extension of that community. And this program helped me realize what community really means. Community is the most powerful way to change the world by creating a shared purpose that inspires passion and momentum. When I better understood my role and responsibility in giving back, I took a much more active role in returning to my old high school to talk to younger students about my journey with Greenhouse and on my own. I continue to take an interest in students at Mitchell, friends and strangers alike. I want others to know that they can do it, and I'm a part of an organization that'll help them get there. While at CU, I also joined an honorary band fraternity, Kappa Kappa Psi, which has a significant service component that enables me to be an integral part of elevating my regional and local community musical opportunities. I have served as PR chair, lead scholarship planner, and recently I've been elected as Secretary Treasurer of the Midwest District. I have done all of this while striving for the honors program here at CU, and I'm happy to say that I was accepted last semester. Attending CU has in fact been the easier part of my life before. I have a roof over my head and a job so I can eat. But that doesn't make me complacent. When I talk to other scholars, we understand one another and the distinguishing challenges we've chased. We nod in agreement when talking about hunger and years-long ramen noodle diets. Right. Or not being too big on partying because we're so focused on schoolwork, or having 2 jobs to send home to our parents. This is why we strive for excellence and why we share ourselves. We are not giving up. We have seen the wonderful aspects of our communities that are also in peril. And we do not want others to repeat the same brutal cycle of poverty. Which brings me to my next big life-changing moments that I've had with Greenhouse Scholars. First, I know the scholars who came before me and who have an immeasurable impact on this community and their personal communities. Scholars who have faced significant obstacles with grace and relentlessness like Saad, Nadine, Shiva, Adriana, Caleb, and so many others. You give me strength to rise to this occasion. Next, I've learned that you can find those places to create change, and they don't have to be separate from your career goals. They can also be in the business world. Greenhouse Scholars connected me to an internship opportunity with Zayo Group here in Boulder last summer. I learned a tremendous amount of professionality, but I also saw what it was like to be a part of a company culture that values giving back and having an active role in its community. Zayo is a telecom company, not a nonprofit organization or a government agency, which I jump to when I think of organizations that create community change. However, Zayo has numerous programs in place to engage its employees in investing in their local community, and I relished that Zayo's values converge with my own. I am inspired to see and work with my fellow Greenhouse Scholars to build companies just like that in the future. Greenhouse Scholars also connected me with a prestigious internship with Jim Collins, with author Jim Collins this summer. Jim is the author of Good to Great, and he and his wife have supported Greenhouse Scholars at a major level for several years. This summer, I have been immersed in a culture of excellence degree that I could have not possibly imagined. With Jim and his team, I get to work on research and problem solving that is truly invigorating. Excellence feeds every part of the Good to Great team. It is a privilege to watch people do what they love with clear intention, focused on being the best at something with the goal of sharing it with their community. Finally, I learned a great bit of advice from Jim Collins that is also embodied by Greenhouse Scholars. During our first meeting, he challenged us to go where we weren't the smartest person in the room, to take risks along our path, and to put ourselves out there knowing that we might fail, and to learn and adapt and excel, to see where you excel. As scholars, we have been relentless. We continue to be so in college and beyond. Do not let the fear of potential failure prevent you from leaping, because even if you do fall, it is more important with what you do to get back up. Learn, adapt, remain relentless, be desirable and holistic, be deliberate and holistic, and seek those opportunities that stretch you. You have this community of support to embrace and guide you. For my future, I plan to research environmental economics and intend to shatter assumptions that current markets are perfect. I want to drive solutions to tough problems, and most importantly, I want to consistently learn and be challenged. I asked, what are you working towards? For scholars, the answers are varied and tackle many themes such as educational inequality, chronic poverty, access to healthcare, and amplifying the voice of the marginalized. For our community of supporters, what will you respond? I'd encourage all of you to choose this community. Choose our community. Think about taking it one step further. Meaningfully support Greenhouse Scholars to be a catalyst for change. This can include making a donation, becoming a mentor, joining a board, introducing your friends, and riding with me at Venus de Miles later this month. And most importantly, be a leader in this community of support and excellence. Thank you for joining us this evening. We are tremendously grateful for all of your support.